The law is unfailing, unchanging, and ever present, moving through all things, shaping life according to the consciousness that wields it. There is no force outside of you dictating your fate, no power beyond your own awareness deciding what shall come to pass. The world you walk through, the circumstances you encounter, the joys and trials you face, they are not accidents, not random twists of fortune, but the perfect outpicturing of the thoughts and assumptions you have accepted as true. Man is forever operating this law, whether he knows it or not. Every feeling cherished, every belief held, every vision sustained in the mind's eye must, in time, take shape in the world of form. It is the nature of divine order. As a seed must grow after its kind, so too must every thought, nurtured with conviction, unfold in its own likeness. This is not a law to be broken, nor is it one that fails some while favoring others. It is impartial, absolute, and always at work. If you believe yourself to be powerless, if you accept limitation, lack, or failure as your lot in life, then the law will confirm your assumption, bringing into your experience the very conditions you have imagined. But if you dare to assume the best, if you persist in the belief that all things are working together for your highest good, that life bends in your favor, that you are one with the boundless power of creation, then the world must rearrange itself to reflect this truth. No word of the divine promise returns void. What you ask for in faith, believing that it is already yours, shall be made manifest, not because of effort, not through struggle, but by the certainty of the law, responding to the unseen reality you have accepted within. There is no distance between you and the fulfillment of your desire. There is no need to beg, to plead, or to hope in vain. The fulfillment exists the moment you claim it. So test it. Dare to assume the thing you long for is already yours. Walk in that state not as one who is waiting, but as one who knows. Feel the joy of its reality. Let your inner conversations reflect its truth, and then rest, for the law will not fail. What is held in consciousness must externalize in due season. Do not ask how it will come. Do not concern yourself with the means, for the ways of the divine mind are beyond the grasp of human reasoning. Only know this: what you have claimed in imagination is already set in motion. Trust the process. Persist in the assumption of your wish fulfilled, and watch as the world conforms to your new vision. The promise is sure, the law is working, it cannot be otherwise. The law is perfect in its operation. It doth not waver, doth not hesitate, and doth not distinguish between what you call good or bad, possible or impossible. It simply takes what you accept as true and makes it real in your world. You are the sole architect of your experience, whether you knowingly wield this power or let it move through you unconsciously. Every moment you are shaping reality, bringing forth the conditions of your life by the nature of your inner conversations, your beliefs, your most dominant feelings. You have never lived a single day outside of this law. Every event, every circumstance, every relationship, and every opportunity is the result of the state you have occupied. You may look at your life and see things you do not remember asking for, but look deeper. Have you not entertained thoughts of lack, fear, or doubt? Have you not dwelled upon past disappointments or repeated stories of limitation? The outer world is nothing but a mirror showing back to you what you have accepted within. Yet here is the great secret: the mirror does not hold you captive. At any moment you are free to assume a new state, to embrace a different vision of yourself, and by doing so command reality to shift. There is no power that can prevent this transformation, no force that can override the law. The moment you dare to see yourself differently, the moment you embody a new consciousness, the world begins its inevitable rearrangement. You do not need to struggle against what is. You do not need to fight circumstances or battle against appearances. The world does not change through effort, it changes through assumption. If you believe yourself to be a success, if you walk in the certainty that all things are working for your highest good, then the world will confirm that belief. If you dwell in the feeling of already being loved, already being abundant, already being fulfilled, then life must reflect that truth. There is no delay in the spiritual world. The moment you assume something to be true, it is. The world may take time to catch up, but the reality exists the moment you claim it. You need only persist, to hold to the vision unwaveringly, without seeking signs, without questioning how it will unfold. Your only task is to remain faithful to the unseen, for the unseen is merely its shadow. Doubt is the only enemy, yet even doubt obeys the law. If you accept doubt, if you entertain thoughts of failure, then failure must come, not because the law is against you, but because it is neutral. It simply gives form to what you assume. That is why the great key is discipline of the mind. To master life, you must master your assumptions. Guard your thoughts, watch your inner dialogue, and above all, persist in the belief that what you desire is already yours. The promise of the law is absolute. No word of it shall return void. That which you desire, that which you hold within as a living reality, must externalize. It may come in a way the rational mind cannot foresee, but it will come. Life will move, people will shift, events will conspire, all to bring forth the fulfillment of your assumption. But it is not your concern to force the outcome. Your only concern is to assume the state and persist in it. You have been given the divine gift of imagination, the power to see beyond what is, to call forth what is not yet visible. This is the great secret, hidden in plain sight. The world calls it daydreaming, but the awakened know it is creation. What you imagine with conviction, what you feel with certainty becomes. If you would only discipline yourself to remain in the state of your wish fulfilled, never wavering, never reacting to appearances, you would prove this law beyond a shadow of a doubt. The greatest stumbling block is impatience. Many declare the law does not work because they expect instant results, and when the outer world does not immediately reflect their desire, they fall into doubt. They return to their old assumptions, their old fears, and in doing so undo their work. But the wise know that everything moves in its appointed time. They remain unshaken, knowing that what is claimed in the unseen must unfold in the seen. When the seed is planted, the gardener does not dig it up in doubt. He does not say, "Why has it not sprouted?" and throw it away. He knows that the growth is certain, that the roots are forming, that the process is already underway. So too must you hold to your vision, not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. Let the world say what it will, let circumstances appear as they may. It does not matter. The truth is in your assumption, and assumption always hardens into fact. If you would transform your life, begin with your inner world, watch what you accept as true. Do not say, "I am trying," for trying is the language of failure. Do not say, "I hope," for hope implies uncertainty. Say instead, "It is done." Live from the end, walk as one who already possesses what he desires, and let the law do its perfect work. The means will come, the way will be revealed, but only when you hold fast to the assumption that it is already so. You need no outside assistance, no special rituals, no permission from the world. All that is required is your willingness to believe. The law works whether you understand it or not, whether you acknowledge it or not, but those who awaken to it, who consciously apply it, become the masters of their destiny. They cease to be victims of circumstance and become deliberate creators, molding their world with precision and ease. There is no limit to what you may claim. The only limit is what you believe possible. If you would expand your life, expand your concept of self. If you would experience greater abundance, see yourself as abundant. If you would be loved, assume you are already deeply loved. There is no force in the universe opposing you. The only opposition is the one you create by doubting, by hesitating, by entertaining the false idea that you are separate from your desires. You are not separate. You are one with the fulfillment of every dream, one with the infinite intelligence that shapes reality. The law is working now, as surely as it has always worked, as surely as it always will. There is no exception, no deviation, no failure in its operation. Whatever you hold within, life must express. Let go of worry, of fear, of anxious striving. Assume the state of your wish fulfilled and rest in the knowing that it is done. The promise will not fail. The law is working whether you acknowledge it or not. But to those who awaken to it, who use it consciously, the world becomes a canvas upon which they paint their highest visions. Test it now. Do not wait for proof. Assume what you desire is already yours and persist in that assumption. Let nothing shake you, let no circumstance deter you. Walk in the joy of its fulfillment and the world will conform. It cannot be otherwise. The law is perfect, unfailing, and ever active. It is working now, it has never ceased working, and it will never fail. There is nothing to force, nothing to chase, nothing to struggle for. All that is required is the certainty that the law is working, that it cannot fail, that the promise is already fulfilled. You are not waiting for life to change. You are life itself, shaping, creating, manifesting with every breath, every thought, every feeling that you accept as true. The world appears solid, unyielding, bound by time and circumstance. Yet this is an illusion of the senses. The external world is but the crystallization of past assumptions, the embodiment of states once held in mind. To seek to change the world without first changing self is to move shadows while ignoring the light that casts them. The wise do not battle appearances. They alter their consciousness, knowing the world must follow. It matters not what conditions say, what history declares, what logic insists. The only truth is the truth you accept within. If you insist upon a new reality, if you refuse to waver in your assumption, then all forces of creation move to make it so. You will find doors opening where none seem to exist, people appearing in perfect sequence, events unfolding in such precision that the mind will call it coincidence. But there is no coincidence, only the law in operation, fulfilling what you have set in motion through your assumption. Doubt is the only thief, the only barrier between you and the fulfillment of your desire. The moment you question, the moment you ask if it will happen, you step out of the state of fulfillment and return to the state of lack. And as surely as the sun rises, the world will reflect this shift. But when you persist, when you dwell only in the feeling of already having, when you refuse to entertain any thought that contradicts your vision, then fulfillment is inevitable. There is no condition too great, no circumstance too fixed, no obstacle too powerful to withstand the force of an unwavering assumption. You have seen it work in small ways, instances where you anticipated something with certainty and it came to pass. Perhaps you thought of someone just before they called, or knew an event would unfold exactly as it did. These are glimpses, moments, where the law revealed itself in its simplest form. But the law is no different in great matters than in small. It does not require more effort to manifest abundance than to manifest a cup of coffee. The only difference is the belief you attach to it. You have been taught that effort is the key, that struggle and toil bring results. Yet look at those who have struggled all their lives, who have worked without end, and still find themselves bound by limitation. It is not effort that brings fulfillment, but consciousness. If effort alone were the key, then all who labor would be rich, all who strive would succeed. But success belongs to those who assume success, wealth to those who assume love. The process is simple. Enter the state of your desire fulfilled, dwell in the feeling of already having, and persist until the world conforms. No force outside you is withholding your good. The delay, if any, is only the time required to fully assume the state. If you would collapse time, if you would see your desires realized with speed, then assume with absolute conviction. Do not entertain contradictory thoughts. Do not waver. Do not seek signs. The seed does not sprout because the farmer worries over it. It grows because it has been planted and left to unfold in its own time. You have been given dominion, not over others, not over external conditions, but over your own consciousness. And that is enough. For when consciousness changes, the world must change. There is no need to fight, to manipulate, to plead for what is already yours. Walk in the assumption that it is done, and life will shape itself accordingly. When you assume wealth, you do not chase it, you express it. You move through life with the confidence of one who knows he is supplied. When you assume love, you do not seek it, you radiate it, and the world responds in kind. When you assume success, you do not struggle for it, you embody it, and success moves to meet you. The world does not bring you what you want, it brings you what you are. This is why those who feel powerless remain powerless, why those who complain of lack continue in lack, why those who dwell in fear manifest the very thing they fear. They do not realize they are shaping their reality moment by moment, reinforcing their conditions by their very focus. But to the one who awakens, who takes control of his assumptions, there is no limit, no boundary, no force that can deny him. Let go of the old story. Let go of past failures, past disappointments, past limitations. They exist only in memory, and memory has no power unless you give it power. Assume the new story. See yourself as the one who has already received, who has already arrived, who already possesses all that he desires. And then live in that knowing. Walk, speak, act as one who is already in possession of his wish. The law does not respond to need, it responds to fulfillment. Feel fulfilled, and fulfillment will come. Many say, I will believe it when I see it. But the law is the reverse. You will see it when you believe it. The outer world is always lagging behind the inner world, reflecting what has already been accepted within. If you wait for evidence before you believe, you will wait forever. But if you believe first, if you persist without doubting, then the evidence must come. This is not wishful thinking, this is not delusion, this is the law by which all things are made. You have used it unconsciously your entire life. Now use it consciously. Declare what you desire to be true, and then refuse to accept anything less. When the world presents old conditions, do not react. Remain firm in your assumption, and the old must dissolve. It has no life of its own, it is but a shadow of past beliefs, and shadows vanish in the presence of new light. You are not here to struggle, you are not here to beg. You are here to create, to declare, to assume your rightful place as the master of your reality. The law is no respecter of persons. It favors not the rich over the poor, the learned over the unlearned. It moves for all who understand and apply it. The question is not whether the law is working. It has always been working. The question is, what are you creating with it? Are you using it to manifest joy, abundance, success, or are you using it unconsciously to repeat cycles of lack and struggle? There is no neutrality. The law responds to all. But now you are aware. Now you have the key. Take this knowledge and apply it. Assume boldly. Do not wait for proof. Be the proof. Live as if your desire is already realized, and let the law do its work. It will not fail. It cannot fail. What you assume with full conviction must externalize, for that is the divine order of creation. Stand in your power. Claim what is yours. Trust in the law. It has never failed and will never fail. Everything is already yours the moment you accept it. Walk in that knowing and watch as the world transforms before your eyes. You have within you the power that has shaped the stars, the force that moves mountains, the intelligence that orchestrates the rhythms of life itself. This power is not outside of you, it is not separate from you, it is you. And yet, for so long, you have been conditioned to believe in limitations, in obstacles, in forces beyond your control. But there is no outside force deciding your fate, no external authority governing your destiny. The only power that shapes your life is the power of your own consciousness, and the law responds unfailingly to its command. To the one who understands this, life ceases to be a struggle and becomes a dance of creation. No longer bound by fear, by doubt, by the illusion of lack, you move with confidence, knowing that what you hold within must be reflected without. There is no need to seek, to chase, to grasp at what is already yours. The moment you assume something to be true, the process is set in motion. The world begins to shift, aligning circumstances, moving people, rearranging conditions, all to bring about the fulfillment of your assumption. And yet so many remain trapped, not because the law has failed them, but because they continue to assume limitation, continue to accept struggle, continue to identify with lack. They say they believe, but they check the outer world for signs. They waver in their assumption, they allow fear to creep in. They plant the seed, but dig it up in impatience, wondering why it has not yet sprouted. They forget that the law is working, always, perfectly, responding not to fleeting desires, but to sustained conviction. The moment you declare I am, you set the wheels of creation in motion. Whatever follows I am becomes your reality, for the universe does not question, does not argue, it simply gives form to your assumption. If you say, I am wealthy, and persist in that assumption, wealth must come. If you say, I am love, and dwell in that feeling, love must be made manifest. But if you say, I am struggling, I am waiting, I am hoping, then the law responds accordingly, bringing into your experience more struggle, more waiting, more hoping. It does not matter whether you consciously mean to create these conditions. What matters is that you accept them as true. To change your life, you must change what you accept as true. You must discipline your mind, reject every thought that contradicts your desired state, and persist in your new assumption no matter what the outer world seems to say. The world will not shift immediately. The remnants of old beliefs may still appear, but they have no power except the power you give them. If you refuse to react, if you stand firm in your new reality, the old must dissolve, for it has no substance of its own. Faith is not hoping, not wishing, not waiting for proof. Faith is knowing, living in the end, carrying yourself as the one who already possesses that which you desire. There is no force opposing you, no power withholding your good. The only question is, will you persist? Will you believe more in your inner vision than in the fleeting images of the outer world? Will you trust in the unseen more than in what your senses report? Those who master this understanding become masters of their fate, creators of worlds, architects of their own reality. There is no desire too great, no dream too vast, no vision too impossible, for the law knows no limits except those you impose upon it. The same law that moves the tides, that spins the planets, that breathes life into all things, is the law that responds to your assumption. It does not hesitate, does not judge, does not deny. It simply takes what you hold within and brings it forth into the world of form. If you wish to see miracles, if you wish to experience transformation, you need only test this law. Assume boldly, persist unwaveringly, and watch as the world bends to match your conviction. But do not wait for circumstances to convince you. The law does not operate in reverse. The outer world does not change first. You change first, and then the world follows. Nothing is lost, nothing is too late, nothing is beyond reach. If you have experienced failure, if you have struggled in the past, it is only because you have unknowingly used this law against yourself. But now you are aware. Now you hold the key. You need not remain bound by old conditions, by past experiences, by limiting beliefs. The moment you choose a new assumption, the moment you claim a new reality, the past loses all power over you. Time is an illusion, and so is delay. There is no waiting in the spiritual world, there is only now. And in this now, you are free to assume any reality you choose. The question is not whether you are creating, it is whether you are creating consciously or unconsciously. Every moment you are setting causes into motion, determining what the next chapter of your life will be. If you would change your future, change what you assume to be true now. Do not concern yourself with how it will happen. The rational mind seeks explanations, seeks to understand the means, but the means are not your concern. Life knows how to bring about the fulfillment of your assumption in ways beyond human comprehension. The moment you assume, the moment you accept something as true, unseen forces begin to move, rearranging the tapestry of reality to bring about that which you have claimed. But if you doubt, if you worry, if you seek reassurance from the outer world, you interfere with the process, halting the natural flow of manifestation. You have been given the greatest gift, the power to create through assumption, the ability to shape reality with thought. You have used it all your life, even in ignorance. Now use it with awareness, with purpose, with mastery. Declare yourself to be the one you wish to be, and refuse to entertain any idea to the contrary. Speak only in the reality you wish to experience. The law is unfailing, the promise is sure. You are not separate from the source of creation. You are not apart from the divine intelligence that governs all things. You are one with it, inseparable, indistinguishable. When you speak, it speaks. When you assume, it assumes. And when you persist, it manifests. Dare to believe in the unseen more than in what is presently visible. Dare to claim the highest and best for yourself, knowing it is already yours. Dare to assume with such conviction that the world has no choice but to reflect your inner reality. The law is working now as it always has, as it always will. There is no exception, no failure, no deviation from its perfect operation. What you hold within, life must express. Live as though you already have all that you desire. Think, speak, and act from the end. Carry yourself as one who knows rather than one who hopes. And then, with unwavering faith, watch as the world rearranges itself to align with your assumption. It cannot be otherwise. The law is unfailing. The promise is already fulfilled. You stand at the threshold of infinite possibilities, yet the only reality you will ever know is the one you claim as your own. You may look out into the world and see conditions that seem fixed, situations that appear unchangeable, but these are merely reflections of past assumptions. The world is never holding you. It is you who are holding onto the world as it was, rather than seeing it as it can be. The law is forever at work, and it does not discriminate. It is neither kind nor cruel, neither merciful nor punishing. It is simply law. It fulfills what you believe, what you accept as true. If you assume you are limited, it manifests limitation. If you assume you are free, it manifests freedom. And if you dare to assume your wish fulfilled, life must align to bring it forth. There is no other way, for the world is nothing more than your assumption pushed out. Some will say they have tried and failed, but failure is only the result of an unsteady assumption. The law does not respond to half-hearted belief, to wishful thinking, to occasional affirmations followed by doubt. It responds to sustained conviction, to unwavering inner knowing. The one who succeeds is not the one who merely desires, but the one who abides in the assumption of already having. The one who dares to live in the end, to carry themselves as though their desire is already realized, is the one who sees the law work with precision and speed. Doubt is the destroyer. The moment you question, the moment you look to the outer world for proof, you undo your work. You must persist beyond what the senses tell you, beyond what circumstances suggest. The senses are always a step behind. They show you what has already been assumed in the past, not what is coming. If you trust in appearances, you remain trapped in old realities. But if you trust in your assumption, if you hold fast to the feeling of fulfillment, then the world must shift. You are not separate from your desire. You are not apart from the thing you seek. The very fact that you can conceive it means it already exists within you. It is not something outside to be attained, but something within to be expressed. The process of manifestation is not one of acquiring, it is one of revealing. You do not need to chase, to grasp, to force. You need only accept, assume, and allow. There is no need to struggle, no need to fight circumstances. The fight is only ever within, between belief and doubt, between knowing and questioning, between the old story and the new. The moment you choose fully and finally that you are already in possession of your desire, everything in creation moves to make it so. But if you hesitate, if you waver, if you keep checking whether it is happening, you remain in the state of waiting rather than having. And the law, which is perfect, gives you exactly that, waiting. You must occupy the state of already being, already having, already living the life you desire. The world does not shape your belief shapes the world. If you wait for proof, you will wait forever. But if you claim your wish fulfilled, if you assume it is your present reality, then proof must come. The wise do not ask when will it happen. They do not concern themselves with how or through whom their desire will unfold. They know that the means are not their concern. They know that once the assumption is made, the law is already at work. They rest in the certainty that what they have claimed is theirs. And in this state of knowing, they move through the world with a quiet confidence, an unshakable peace. The impatient fail because they are ruled by time. They say, it has been days, weeks, months, and still nothing has changed. But the law does not operate on man's timetable. It operates according to the certainty of the assumption. Time is only a measure of resistance. The more you question, the longer you wait. The more you trust, the faster the evidence appears. But even if it takes time, even if the world does not immediately reflect your new state, remain faithful. The gardener does not curse the seed for taking time to grow. He knows that the harvest is certain. So too must you trust in the unseen, knowing that all things are unfolding in perfect order. There is no power in the world that can keep you from your desire except your own doubts. There is no force delaying your manifestation except your own hesitation to claim it. The world has no authority over you. It is you who gives it authority by believing in its appearances. But appearances are shadows, echoes of past beliefs. They have no life of their own. Change your belief and the shadow must shift. The law is already working whether you acknowledge it or not. You are always assuming something, always dwelling in some state. The only question is, are you choosing your assumptions? Or are they choosing you? Are you deliberately assuming the best, or are you allowing past experiences, fears, and doubts to dictate what you believe? The moment you decide to take conscious control, to assume only what you wish to experience, you step into your power. You do not need permission to believe. You do not need confirmation from the world before you claim your desire. The moment you assume it, it is done. The world will catch up in its own time, but the reality exists now. Walk in it, live in it, breathe in it, and refuse to accept anything less. Some will call this imagination, as if imagination is unreal. But imagination is the only reality. Everything you see, everything you touch, everything you experience was once imagined. It is not the physical that gives birth to the unseen, it is the unseen that gives birth to the physical. The world you live in now was once a thought in someone's mind. Every great invention, every towering structure, every work of art was first held in imagination before it took form. The unseen is the cause, the physical is the effect. If you would change the effect, you must first change the cause. You must live in your imagination as though it is already true. You must see the world as you wish it to be, feel it, dwell in it, until it becomes your dominant reality. And when you do, the world has no choice but to conform. There is no limit to what you may assume. The only limits are those you impose upon yourself. If you would expand your life, expand your concept of self. If you would experience greater abundance, assume yourself to be abundant. If you would know love, assume yourself to be deeply loved. The moment you do, the law begins to shift reality in your favor. You need no external validation, no proof before you believe. The proof will come, but only after you have already accepted it within. Those who wait for the world to change before they believe remain trapped in old patterns. But those who believe first, who assume their wish fulfilled despite all appearances, are the ones who see miracles unfold before their eyes. It is not arrogance to assume the best for yourself. It is not delusion to claim your desires as already fulfilled. It is the highest understanding of how creation works. You are not at the mercy of fate, not subject to forces beyond your control. The law is within you, the power is within you, the kingdom is within you. And the moment you recognize this, the moment you claim your dominion over consciousness, the world bends to your assumption. Test it for yourself. Assume something wonderful, something beyond reason, something the world would call impossible. Hold to it with unshakable faith. Refuse to be moved by circumstances, and then watch. As surely as the sun rises, as life rearranges itself to match your conviction, it has never failed, it will never fail. The law is working. The promise is already fulfilled. There is nothing outside of you that determines your reality. There is no force shaping your destiny except the one within. The world is not something happening to you, it is something happening through you. Every condition, every event, every encounter is an expression of your state of being, a perfect reflection of what you have assumed to be true about yourself and the world. There is no accident in creation. There is only the law moving with absolute precision, giving form to your inner conviction. To change anything in your world, you must first change yourself. You must rise in consciousness, step into a new assumption, and persist in it without hesitation. It is not enough to wish, to hope, to desire. You must claim. You must take possession of the state you wish to experience and abide in it as though it were already so. The world cannot resist this shift. It must conform. For the world is only a shadow, an echo of the unseen reality you hold within. Look at your life not with judgment, not with regret, but with understanding. Everything you see is the result of past assumptions, past beliefs, past emotions sustained over time. If there is anything in your world that does not please you, know that it has no power of its own. It remains only because you continue to accept it as real. The moment you withdraw your attention from it, the moment you assume a new reality with full conviction, the old must fade. It cannot survive without the energy you give it. The wise do not react to circumstances, for they know circumstances are fleeting. They do not complain, do not blame, do not fight against what appears before them. Instead, they turn within. They choose their state of being and they hold fast to it, regardless of what the outer world seems to say. They know that persistence is the key, that assumption, when sustained, becomes fact. They are not disturbed by delay, for they understand that delay is only the time it takes for the unseen to solidify into form. Nothing is lost, nothing is beyond your reach. The past has no power except the power you give it. If you believe yourself to be bound by past failures, past disappointments, past limitations, then you will continue to experience their effects. But the moment you declare yourself free, the moment you refuse to carry the burden of yesterday and assume a new reality, everything begins to shift. The law does not hold you to old assumptions, it only responds to the ones you hold now. The greatest error is looking to the world for confirmation before believing. The world is always behind. It reflects, but it does not create. If you wait to see the change before you believe, you will wait forever. But if you dare to believe first, if you hold to your assumption even when all appearances deny it, then the world must bend to match your inner reality. This is the only way creation works. There is no exception. Some will say, but how can I believe when I see no evidence? And yet, every great achievement, every breakthrough, every transformation in human history began with belief before evidence. The greatest inventors, the greatest artists, the greatest thinkers, they all held visions in their minds before the world could confirm them. They did not wait for proof. They became the proof. They moved as if their vision were already real, and the world followed. So it is with you. If you would be successful, assume success now. If you would be loved, assume yourself deeply loved now. If you would be abundant, assume abundance now. Not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, now. Carry yourself as the one who already has it. Speak as them, think as them, move as them, and reality will be forced to align. There is no need to force, no need to struggle. Struggle is only the sign of divided belief. One part of you believing, another doubting, pulling in opposite directions. But when you unify your assumption, when you commit fully, when you rest in the certainty that it is already done, then there is no resistance. Then the path unfolds naturally, effortlessly, as it must. The world will try to convince you that change is difficult, that transformation takes time, that you must work, fight, and prove yourself worthy. But these are illusions, ideas born from the misunderstanding of how creation works. The moment you claim something within, the process is already underway. The world may seem unchanged for a time, but beneath the surface, everything is shifting. People are being moved, opportunities are forming, pathways are opening. The unseen forces are at work, aligning every detail to fulfill your assumption. You do not need to know how, you do not need to know when. These are distractions, pulling you away from the only thing that matters, your state of being. If you will simply remain in the feeling of already having, already being, already experiencing your desire, then the world will take care of the rest. The means will appear, the way will be revealed, the conditions will shift. And when they do, you will not be surprised, for you will know that they could not have done otherwise. There is no randomness in creation. The law is not unpredictable, not inconsistent, not uncertain. It is perfect in its operation, unwavering in its fulfillment. What you assume, you become. What you persist in, you experience. What you claim, you receive. The only question is, will you believe it enough to see it through? Do not wait, do not hesitate, do not seek permission from the world. The power has always been yours, waiting to be recognized, waiting to be used. Assume boldly, assume joyfully, assume with the certainty that the moment you do, reality must obey. There is no power opposing you, no force resisting you, no circumstance too great to be overturned by your unwavering assumption. Let go of all fear, let go of all doubt. Walk in the knowing that what you desire is already yours, that the world is shifting even now to bring it forth. And do not look back, do not waver, do not question. The law is working, always fulfilling exactly what you assume to be true. It has never failed, and it never will. Step into your power. Claim what is already yours. Trust in the law, trust in the unseen, trust in the knowing that all things are possible to the one who dares to assume. The world is but a reflection. Change the cause and the effect must follow. This is the law, perfect and unfailing, working in every moment, shaping reality according to the consciousness that commands it. It has always been so, and it will always be so. And so the great truth remains. Your world is but a reflection of your assumptions, a mirror responding with absolute fidelity to the state you occupy. There is no mystery, no force outside of you determining your fate. The power to shape your reality, to manifest your desires, to transform your life lies within you, waiting only for your recognition and command. You are never at the mercy of circumstances. You are never bound by the past. The law is always working, always responding, always creating according to the consciousness you dwell in. The moment you assume something to be true, the process begins. And if you persist without doubt, without hesitation, without concern for how or when, then fulfillment is inevitable. There is no waiting in creation. The only delay is the time it takes for you to fully accept what is already yours. The only obstacle is the doubt that separates you from your assumption. But the moment you claim your desire, the moment you step into the state of already having, the unseen forces move, the path clears, and reality bends to your will. Walk forward now, not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. Trust that the law has never failed and will never fail. Assume boldly, persist unwaveringly, and let the world prove to you what has always been true. You are the creator of your experience, the master of your destiny, and the power within you is limitless. The promise is fulfilled. The law is working. It cannot be otherwise. I tell you, you are the branch of the one true vine. That which flows through the vine flows through you. Your life, your being, your every breath is an extension of that great source. To believe yourself separate is to cut yourself off from the very life that sustains you. Do you not see? The vine does not struggle to bear fruit. It simply abides. It remains, and through this abiding, the fruit appears in perfect season. You too are not meant to force, to strive, to labor in desperation. You are to remain, to rest in the awareness of your connection, and in this stillness all things will come. When you look around and see lack, when you feel lost or powerless, it is not because the power has left you. It is because you have turned your gaze away from the truth. The moment you return, the moment you accept, deeply, wholly unwaveringly, that you and the source are one, life responds. The vine does not withhold, nor does it fail to sustain its branches. It is only when the branch forgets, when it tries to sustain itself apart from the vine, that it withers. So I ask you, what do you seek? Health, love, abundance, joy? Do you not realize that all of these are already yours? That they are not something to be grasped at, but something that must simply be accepted. You are not meant to chase after blessings as though they are separate from you. You are meant to abide in the vine, knowing that every promise, every gift, every fulfillment already exists within you. Look not to the world to confirm your reality. The world is only the shadow, the reflection of your inner state. If you desire change, do not seek it out there, seek it within. Turn your attention back to the source, and know with certainty that as you do, all things must align. The fruit does not command the vine, the branch does not need to beg to be nourished, it simply stays, remains, trusts, and life flows through it effortlessly. This is your invitation, not to strive, not to plead, but to remain. To dwell in the knowing that you are one with all that is good, all that is powerful, all that is true. And as you remain, as you trust, as you hold steadfast to this awareness, the evidence will come. It must. For the law is certain, and the source never fails. The branch does not question the vine. It does not wonder if the sap will flow, if the fruit will come, if the leaves will flourish. It simply abides, knowing that the life of the vine is its life. And yet man questions. He doubts. He fears. He looks to the world, to the shifting sands of circumstance, and allows them to determine his belief. He forgets that the true reality is not seen with the eyes, but known within. You are not separate. You have never been separate. The same life that flows through the vine flows through you. The same power that spoke creation into existence dwells within you now. The only thing that can hinder you is the illusion of separation. The belief that you must strive, that you must force, that you must beg for that which is already yours. Look at the lilies of the field. They toil not, neither do they spin, yet they are clothed in beauty greater than kings. Do they wonder if the sun will rise upon them? Do they question if the rain will come? No, they simply exist in harmony with the source, and so they are sustained. If such care is given to the lilies, to the birds of the air, how much more to you, who are the very expression of divine life? Your struggle is not against the world, nor against circumstance, nor even against others. Your only struggle, if struggle it must be, is to remain in the awareness of who you truly are, to cast down every thought that tells you that you are alone, that you are powerless, that you are without. These are lies born of forgetfulness. The moment you remember, the moment you turn your gaze back to the vine, all striving ceases. You have been told to ask, to seek, to knock, and it will be given. But do you not see? The asking is not from a place of lack, but from the recognition that all is already provided. The seeking is not to find something lost, but to reveal what has always been within. The knocking is not to demand entry, but to step through the door that has always stood open. The gifts of the vine are not earned, they are received. They are not given to the worthy, but to those who abide. You may say, but I have asked, and I have not received. I have sought, and I have not found. And I say to you, look within. Have you truly believed? Have you truly remained? Or have you asked with your lips while your heart wavered? Have you sought while still holding on to the belief that what you seek is distant? Have you knocked but feared that the door would remain closed? The vine does not withhold, the source does not fail if you do not see the fruit. It is not because the vine is barren, but because you have not yet received the fullness of your connection. You are like the man who stands before an open treasure chest, but closes his eyes and declares, there is nothing here. The abundance is present, the power is flowing, the life is ever moving, but it cannot force itself upon you. You must open your eyes. You must see with the inner vision that knows beyond doubt that all is already yours. Many look to the world and say, but reality tells me otherwise. And I say to you, what is reality? Is it the seen, which is ever changing, ever fleeting, shaped and reshaped by the unseen? Or is it the unseen itself, which is eternal, unshakable, the root from which all things grow? If you judge by the outer world, you will always be at its mercy. But if you judge by the truth within, the world must bend to your knowing. Do not say, I will believe when I see. That is the language of those who have forgotten. Say instead, I believe, and so I will see. For what you accept within must be made manifest without. It is law. The branch does not say, I will believe I am connected to the vine when I see the fruit. No, it knows it is connected, and so the fruit must come. All that you desire, all that you seek is already moving toward you the moment you align with it. The moment you step into the awareness that you and the source are one, that you and the vine are inseparable, the flow begins. You do not have to force it, you do not have to strain for it. You need only abide, and in abiding, receive. The mind will resist this. It will say, but what of effort, what of action? Must I not do something? And I tell you, action will come. But it will not come from striving. It will come from inspiration. It will come naturally, effortlessly, as the outflow of your inner knowing. The vine does not force the branch to grow. It simply supplies the life, and growth happens as a result. So it will be with you. When you remain in the awareness of your connection, right action will arise naturally. The right doors will open, the right words will come, the right opportunities will appear, not through struggle, but through alignment. You have been given the greatest gift, the ability to create through your belief. What you accept as true within yourself becomes true in your experience. If you accept lack, lack will appear. If you accept abundance, abundance will flow. If you accept love, love will manifest. This is not wishful thinking. This is the law by which all things come into being. Do not look to the world to confirm your belief. Hold your belief and the world will conform to it. If you look for proof before you believe, you will always be waiting. But if you believe first, the proof must come. This is why you must remain. This is why you must abide, not in fear, not in doubt, but in the quiet assurance that as the vine lives, so does the branch. As the source provides, so do you receive. See yourself now as one with the vine. Feel the life flowing through you. Know that the power that sustains all things is the power that sustains you. Let every thought of separation fall away. Let every fear dissolve in the knowing that you are not alone, that you have never been alone, that you could never be alone. You are not here to struggle. You are not here to suffer. You are here to receive, to express, to live in the fullness of all that you were created to be. Every promise, every desire, every fulfillment is already yours. It has been given freely, without condition, without hesitation, and so remain. Hold to this truth, dwell in it, rest in it, abide in it, and as you do, the fruit will come, the branches will flourish, and you will know beyond all doubt that the source has never failed you, nor will it ever. The vine does not worry. It does not wonder if the sun will rise or if the rain will come. It does not fear the passing of seasons, for it knows that all is in perfect order. The branch connected to the vine does not need to toil to produce fruit. It does not strain, does not resist, does not question. It simply remains. And in its remaining, in its trust, the fruit appears in its time, full and abundant. You have been told to take no thought for your life, what you shall eat, what you shall drink, nor for your body what you shall wear. And yet, how often do you allow the cares of the world to cloud your vision? How often do you look at the outer world and allow it to dictate what is possible? How often do you let fear creep in, whispering that you must struggle, that you must fight, that you must control? But I tell you, it is not through force that the branch bears fruit. It is not through worry, not through anxious striving, not through the endless chasing of things. It is through remaining, through knowing, through being still and allowing the life of the vine to flow. It is through faith, not the wavering, pleading kind, but the deep, unwavering kind that knows it is already done. You have been given dominion, not over others, not over the world through force, but over your own inner state. And as you rule within, so shall it be reflected without. You do not need to move the outer pieces of life into place. You need only align yourself with the truth that all is already in place. The fruit does not struggle to appear, it unfolds naturally, inevitably, as a result of connection. Look now at your life. What have you believed yourself to be separate from? Love, wealth, health, peace? Where have you felt lack? Where have you felt disconnected? These feelings are not reality. They are only signs that your awareness has drifted from the truth. They are only reflections of the thoughts you have entertained. But the moment you shift, the moment you turn your gaze back to the vine, the moment you abide, everything changes. If you believe yourself to be a branch cut off, you will experience the withering. If you believe yourself to be powerless, life will seem to confirm it. If you believe yourself to be struggling, the struggle will continue. But the moment you recognize that you and the source are one, the moment you accept that all that the vine possesses is already flowing to you, through you, as you, then everything must rearrange itself to match your knowing. Do not be deceived by appearances. What you see is only a reflection of what you have previously believed. If you want to change what you see, you must first change what you accept as true within. You must abide in the new vision, the new knowing, even before the world reflects it. For it is not the world that dictates your reality. It is your inner state that dictates the world. You may say, but I have waited and nothing has changed. And I say to you, have you waited with trust, or have you waited with doubt? Have you remained in faith, or have you shifted back and forth between belief and disbelief? The branch does not wonder if the fruit will come. It does not question whether the vine will sustain it. It simply remains. And because it remains, the fruit is inevitable. So it is with you. The moment you decide, the moment you accept, the moment you settle into the awareness that what you seek is already yours, the process begins. But if you waver, if you pluck yourself up from the soil of faith, if you let the winds of the world shake you from your knowing, then you delay what was already moving toward you. This is why you must hold fast. This is why you must abide. The world will tell you otherwise. It will tell you to fear, to worry, to strive. It will show you all the reasons why you should doubt. But if you believe the world over the truth within, then you have made the world your master instead of your servant. You must choose. Will you be led by the shifting sands of circumstance, or will you stand firm in the unchanging truth that the vine never fails, the source never withholds, and the law never falters? There is no effort in faith, only in doubt. The effort comes when you resist, when you try to force, when you try to control things that are already in motion. But faith is ease. Faith is rest. Faith is knowing that just as the seasons turn, just as the sun rises, just as the river flows to the ocean, so too will all things flow into your life at the appointed time. If you remain, you do not need to chase, for what is yours cannot be lost. You do not need to fight, for what is yours is already moving toward you. You do not need to fear, for there has never been a moment when the vine was not supplying all that was needed. The only question is whether you will accept it, whether you will remain in the awareness of your connection, whether you will allow the flow or resist it with doubt. You have been given the power to choose. Not to choose through force, but to choose through faith, to see beyond what is visible, to hold to the truth even when the world presents a different picture. And as you hold, as you remain, as you abide, what is unseen becomes seen, what is unknown becomes known, and what has been waiting for you all along is revealed. So I say to you, let go of fear. Let go of striving. Let go of every thought that tells you that you are separate, that you are alone, that you are without. These thoughts are illusions. They are like shadows cast by a passing cloud. They have no substance, no power, unless you give them power by believing in them. Instead, turn your gaze inward. See yourself as you truly are, one with the source, one with the vine, one with all that is good and true and abundant. Remain in this knowing, abide in it. Let it be your foundation, your home, your resting place. And as you do, life will unfold in ways you never imagined. Not through struggle, not through force, but through the effortless flow of divine order. For the branch that abides in the vine cannot help but bear fruit. It is not a matter of chance, it is not a matter of luck, it is law. And as surely as the seasons turn, as surely as the sun rises, as surely as the river flows to the ocean, so too will all that is meant for you come. Not because you have fought for it, not because you have earned it, but because you have remained, because you have trusted, because you have accepted the simple, powerful, unchanging truth that you and the source are one, and that the vine never fails. The vine does not question itself, nor does it ask if it is worthy to bear fruit. It simply is. It remains rooted, unwavering, and because of this the branches flourish without effort. So too must you come to the realization that you are not here to struggle, to strive, or to chase after that which is already yours. You are here to abide, to know, to allow. Many go through life believing they must prove themselves, that they must earn the right to receive, as though the vine withholds its nourishment until the branch has done enough. But does the branch toil to be worthy of the vine's life? No, it simply allows the flow. It does not question whether it deserves to receive. It does not measure its progress by the eyes of others. It does not fear that it will be left without. It knows its connection, and in that knowing, all is provided. You have been conditioned to believe that you must fight for everything, that you must struggle to receive, to achieve, to become. But in this striving, you cut yourself off from the very power that would bring all things effortlessly. In your effort to force the fruit to appear, you forget that the fruit is a natural result of remaining. The moment you step into this truth, the moment you cease from struggle and instead abide in the knowing that all is already in motion, you will see the evidence of your faith unfold before you. The world will try to shake you. It will show you things that contradict your belief. It will whisper that you must take control, that you must act out of fear, that you must make things happen. But I tell you, nothing truly great, nothing truly lasting has ever come from fear. Fear constricts, but faith expands. Fear limits, but faith allows. Fear tells you that you must do more, be more, strive more. Faith tells you that you already are, and in knowing this, all things will be added unto you. You have seen it in your own life. When you have chased after something in desperation, it has eluded you. But when you have remained in peace, knowing that what is meant for you cannot miss you, it has arrived effortlessly in perfect timing. The same principle governs all things. The vine does not rush. The river does not struggle to find the sea. The stars do not battle for their place in the sky. All things move in perfect harmony with their source. So too must you learn to move in harmony with that which sustains you. You may say, but I have waited, and still nothing has changed. And I say to you, were you truly waiting in faith, or were you waiting in doubt? Were you resting in the knowing that it was already done, or were you looking to the world for proof before you believed? The vine does not look outward for confirmation of its own nature. It does not need evidence to know that it will bear fruit. It simply remains, and the fruit must come. So it is with you. If you wait for the world to confirm your belief before you hold it, you will always be at its mercy. But if you hold to your belief, unwavering, steadfast, as the vine holds to the earth, then all things must align in due time. The moment you truly accept that you are one with the source, the moment you release the need to force and instead allow the flow, the evidence will follow. What is it that you seek? Is it love? Is it abundance? Is it peace? Whatever it may be, know that it is already within you. The vine does not go in search of nourishment, it simply allows what is already present to flow through it. So too must you stop seeking outside yourself for what is already yours. Do not beg for what has been freely given. Do not chase after that which is already moving toward you. Do not fear that you will be left without, for the vine does not forget its branches, and the source does not withhold from its own. Instead, shift your focus. Instead of asking if it will come, ask yourself if you are truly allowing it. Instead of wondering when it will appear, ask yourself if you have truly remained in the knowing that it is already done. Many will hear these words and doubt. They will say, "But I have needs. I have real problems. I cannot simply wait." And I say to you, this is not about waiting. It is about remaining. It is not about passivity. It is about alignment. The branch does not passively sit and hope. It actively abides. It remains in connection. It does not waver. And because of this, it is nourished without effort. Look at your life and see where you have been cutting yourself off. Have you been believing in lack? Have you been fearing that what you desire is beyond your reach? Have you been allowing the world to dictate what is possible for you? If so, recognize that these are the only barriers standing between you and what is already yours. The moment you release them, the moment you turn back to the truth of your connection, the moment you choose to abide instead of strive, everything changes. There is nothing you must force. There is nothing you must chase. There is only one thing required of you: to remain in the knowing that you and the source are one. To dwell in the awareness that all you need is already flowing toward you. To hold fast to the truth that what is meant for you will come, not through struggle, but through alignment. And as you do, you will see the evidence unfold. The right people will appear. The right opportunities will open. The right circumstances will align, not because you fought for them, but because you remained in the awareness that they were already yours. Not because you earned them, but because you allowed them. There is no need to worry, no need to fear, no need to ask whether you are worthy, for the vine does not withhold from its branches. All that is required is that you remain, that you abide, that you trust. And as surely as the sun rises, as surely as the river flows to the sea, as surely as the vine bears fruit in its time, so too shall all that is meant for you come. Not by chance, not by luck, but by the unchanging, unfailing law of the source. For it has never failed, nor will it ever. There is nothing outside of you that can give you what you already are. You have been conditioned to believe that fulfillment lies somewhere beyond your reach, that it must be sought after, chased, and earned. But this is the great illusion, for everything you seek is already present within you. The vine does not look beyond itself to find the life it needs. It does not stretch outward in desperation. It simply remains, and in its remaining, it is supplied. You must come to see that all things are already moving in your favor. The delays, the seeming obstacles, the moments where it appears nothing is changing, these are not signs of failure, but opportunities to strengthen your faith. The branch does not wither when winter comes, nor does it fear the passing of time. It knows that the seasons turn in perfect order, that what appears to be stillness is merely preparation for the next phase of growth. So it must be with you. When you see no immediate change, do not fall into doubt. Do not let appearances deceive you. The work is being done in the unseen, and when the time is right, what has always been yours will emerge. You are never waiting for something to come to you. You are only waiting to realize that it is already there. The fruit does not need to chase the tree. It emerges naturally because it is already contained within. So too is everything you desire already contained within you. The only thing that delays its arrival is the belief that it is separate, that it is distant, that it requires effort to obtain. You may say, "But I have believed, and still I do not see." And I ask you, have you truly believed, or have you simply wished? Have you remained in faith, or have you allowed yourself to be swayed by appearances? Faith is not hoping, it is knowing. It does not waver, it does not doubt. It does not seek outward confirmation before it accepts what is true. It abides in the unseen until the unseen becomes seen. There is a law that governs all things, and it is unchanging. The branch does not need to remind the vine to nourish it, nor does the sun forget to rise. All things move in divine order, and you are no exception. The moment you align yourself with this truth, the moment you surrender the need to control and instead choose to trust, you will see the evidence appear. But so long as you resist, so long as you doubt, so long as you let fear dictate your actions, you delay what is already meant for you. Do not let the outer world dictate your inner state. If you do, you will always be at the mercy of circumstances, forever shifting, forever uncertain. But if you hold fast to what is unseen, knowing that it is more real than anything that appears before your eyes, then the world must conform to your knowing. It cannot do otherwise. This is the power that has been given to you, not the power to force things into place, not the power to manipulate circumstances, but the power to remain steadfast in your awareness of truth. The power to abide in the knowing that what you seek is already yours. The power to see beyond what is to what must be. And as surely as the tree bears fruit, as surely as the river finds the ocean, as surely as the sun breaks through the clouds, so too will all things align when you cease to resist and instead choose to remain. Look at your life. Where have you been striving? Where have you been doubting? Where have you allowed fear to creep in and take hold? These are the only barriers between you and the manifestation of what is already yours. The moment you release them, the moment you choose to rest in the knowing that the source does not fail, the flow begins again. You do not need to chase, for what is yours cannot be lost. You do not need to plead, for what is meant for you has already been given. You need only abide, to remain in the awareness that you and the source are one, that you and the vine are inseparable, that the flow of life is never interrupted, except in your own perception. And as you do, everything shifts. The right people come into your life, the right opportunities unfold, the right doors open, not because you fought for them, but because you aligned yourself with the truth that they were already there. Not because you earned them, but because you finally accepted what had been waiting for you all along. The world will tell you otherwise. It will tell you that you must struggle, that you must suffer, that you must prove yourself. But I tell you, the greatest power does not come from struggle. It comes from stillness. The greatest movement does not come from effort. It comes from trust. The greatest manifestations do not come from chasing. They come from knowing. So let go of the need to fight. Let go of the belief that what you desire is far from you. Let go of every thought that tells you that you are separate, that you are lacking, that you are alone. These are not truths. They are only shadows of the mind. Illusions that dissolve the moment you turn your gaze back to the source. Remain, trust, abide, and as surely as the seasons turn, as surely as the rain falls, as surely as the vine bears fruit, so too will everything that is meant for you unfold. Not by chance, not by force, but by the unshakable, unchanging law of the source. For it has never failed, nor will it ever. You are not separate from that which you seek. You have never been separate. The very desire that rises within you is the echo of what is already yours. It is not a distant thing to be chased, not a reward to be earned, but a truth to be accepted. You do not create your blessings, you align with them. You do not summon abundance, you recognize that it has always been there. The moment you remove the veil of doubt, the moment you cease to seek outwardly and instead turn inward, you will find that all you ever wanted was within you all along. But the world will tell you otherwise. It will show you lack and call it reality. It will point to what is missing and demand that you believe in separation. It will insist that you must fight for everything, that struggle is the path to success, that effort is the key to receiving. And yet, The branch does not fight to receive life from the vine. The river does not push against its current to reach the sea. The stars do not struggle to shine, they simply are. They abide in their natural state, and so they fulfill their purpose effortlessly. You too are meant to abide. You too are meant to rest in the awareness that all things are already moving in your favor. There is nothing missing, nothing withheld, nothing denied. The only question is whether you will accept it, whether you will release the need to struggle and instead allow yourself to receive, whether you will step into the awareness that you and the Source are one, and that everything that belongs to the Source belongs to you as well. You do not have to make anything happen. You do not have to force doors open, nor do you have to chase opportunities. What is meant for you is already aligned with you. It is already flowing toward you. The only thing that delays it is your belief in delay. The only thing that keeps it at a distance is the illusion that it is distant. The moment you accept that what you desire is already yours, it begins to take shape before your eyes. The moment you stop trying to control and instead trust, the path unfolds naturally, effortlessly, as it was always meant to. There is no need for fear, no need for doubt, no need for hesitation. What is yours cannot be taken from you. What is aligned with you cannot pass you by. What is meant for you will arrive, not by chance, not by force, but by the unshakable certainty of divine order. The only thing that stands between you and what is yours is the story you tell yourself about why you cannot have it. The moment you let go of that story, the moment you replace doubt with knowing, the moment you abide in the awareness that the vine does not fail its branches, all things begin to shift. Look at your own life. Look at the times when you have received effortlessly, when things have come to you without struggle, without effort, without strain. Those moments were not accidents. They were glimpses of how life is meant to be lived. They were signs that when you let go, when you trust, when you surrender to the flow, all things come in their perfect time. But the mind resists this. It wants to control, it wants to grasp, to manipulate, to ensure that things unfold according to its own limited understanding. And yet the mind cannot see the full picture. It does not know the intricate ways in which all things are aligning behind the scenes. When you try to control, you only delay. When you try to force, you only create resistance. When you try to figure everything out, you step out of alignment with the very power that is bringing all things to you. You are not here to chase after blessings. You are here to recognize that you are already blessed. You are not here to seek out abundance. You are here to realize that abundance is your natural state. You are not here to plead for love. You are here to remember that love is the very essence of who you are. The moment you stop looking outward for what has always been within, the moment you stop believing in separation and instead abide in unity, the entire world shifts to reflect this truth. The world is only a mirror. It does not create, it only reflects. What you hold within is what you will see without. If you hold the belief that you are lacking, the world will show you lack. If you hold the belief that you are separate from what you desire, the world will confirm that separation. But if you hold the belief that all is already yours, if you abide in the knowing that the Source does not withhold, if you choose to remain in the awareness that the vine does not fail its branches, then the world must rearrange itself to match your knowing. This is not wishful thinking, it is law. It is as certain as gravity, as unchanging as the rising of the sun. The branch does not question whether it will be nourished. It does not doubt whether the fruit will come, it simply remains. And because it remains, the fruit is inevitable. So too must you remain, not in worry, not in fear, not in the desperate striving of the mind, but in the quiet confidence of the soul, in the deep knowing that what is yours cannot be lost, that what you seek is already seeking you, that the moment you stop resisting, the moment you stop doubting, the moment you stop looking outside of yourself for what has always been within, the flow resumes. The vine does not forget its branches. The river does not forget its path. The sun does not forget to rise, and the source does not forget you. All that is required is that you align with this truth, that you hold to it even when the world presents illusions to the contrary, that you abide in the knowing that what is unseen is more real than what is seen, and that as surely as the seasons turn, as surely as the tides rise and fall, as surely as the stars shine in the night sky, so too will everything that is meant for you come. Not by force, not by struggle, but by the unshakable certainty of divine order. You have been told that faith is the evidence of things unseen, yet how often do you wait for the evidence to appear before you believe? How often do you allow what your eyes see to dictate what you hold true within? But I tell you, the unseen is more real than the seen. The world that you touch, the circumstances that you experience, are only reflections of what has already been established within you. If you do not like what you see, do not fight the reflection, change the source. The branch does not beg the vine for nourishment. It does not plead for life to flow through it. It does not wonder if it is connected. It simply is. It remains, it trusts, and because of this it bears fruit without effort. So it must be with you. You have been given the greatest gift, the ability to shape your world, not through force, not through struggle, but through alignment. What you hold as true within must be reflected without. The only question is what you are choosing to believe. Are you choosing to believe in lack? Then the world will confirm it. Are you choosing to believe in separation? Then it will appear as though what you desire is distant. Are you choosing to believe that you must fight, must struggle, must prove yourself worthy? Then the world will seem to make it so. But the moment you change what you accept as true, the moment you shift your inner state, the outer world must follow. It has no choice. It is only a mirror. You are not here to earn what is already yours. You are not here to chase what has already been given. You are here to recognize that the very thing you seek is already seeking you. That the desires planted in your heart are not random. They are echoes of what is already yours in the unseen. The only thing that delays their arrival is your belief in delay. The only thing that keeps them from you is your perception that they are separate. The vine does not withhold. It does not decide who is worthy to receive. It does not ration its life force among the branches. It gives freely, abundantly, without hesitation. And so it is with the source. There is no limit to what is available to you. There is no lack in the divine. The only lack that exists is the lack you accept, the lack you believe in, the lack you allow into your awareness. The moment you let go of it, the moment you choose to see abundance instead, everything. You may say, but I have tried and nothing has changed. And I ask you, have you truly let go of doubt, or have you allowed it to creep in between moments of faith? Have you remained steadfast, or have you wavered between belief and disbelief? The branch does not waver in its connection. It does not doubt that the vine will sustain it. And because of this, it is nourished without effort. The same must be true for you. You do not need to struggle to receive. You do not need to prove yourself. You do not need to wait for permission. The source has already said yes. The only question is whether you will accept it, whether you will release the doubts that have held you back, the fears that have told you that you must do more, be more, strive more, whether you will choose to abide in the knowing that you and the source are one, and that because of this, nothing can be withheld from you. The world will try to convince you otherwise. It will tell you that you must look outward, that you must chase, that you must fight. But I tell you, the only thing you must do is remain. The only thing you must do is trust. The only thing you must do is align yourself with what is already yours, and in doing so, allow it to come. You have seen this before. In the moments when you have stopped chasing, in the moments when you have released, in the moments when you have simply known, things have fallen into place without effort. That was not coincidence. That was the law in motion. That was proof that you do not need to struggle, that you do not need to force, that you do not need to fight for what has always been yours. Look now at your life. Where have you been striving? Where have you been resisting? Where have you allowed doubt to take root? These are the only things that stand in your way. Not the world, not circumstance, not fate, only your own belief in limitation. The moment you let it go, the moment you shift into the knowing that all is already done, the moment you abide, the flow resumes. You do not need to know how. You do not need to see every step before you take the first. The branch does not need to understand how the vine supplies it. It only needs to receive. The river does not need to see the ocean before it begins its journey. The stars do not need to understand how they shine. They simply are. They abide in their nature. And because of this, all things unfold perfectly. So too must you learn to abide. Not in worry, not in fear, not in the desperate striving of the mind, but in the quiet confidence of the soul, in the deep knowing that the source never fails, that what is yours is already moving toward you, that the very thing you have been seeking has been waiting for you to stop searching and simply allow. And as surely as the seasons turn, as surely as the sun rises, as surely as the vine bears fruit, so too will everything that is meant for you come, not by force, not by struggle, but by the unshakable certainty of divine order. And so I say to you, release the need to struggle. Let go of the belief that you must chase after what is already yours. The vine does not strive, the branch does not beg, and the river does not force its way to the sea. It simply flows. You are not separate from your source, and you never have been. The same life that moves through the vine moves through you. The same power that formed the stars dwells within you. Remain in this knowing. Abide in the truth that you are already connected, already supplied, already fulfilled. Do not look to the world to confirm what you must first accept within. Hold fast to the unseen, and the seen must follow. Trust in the divine order that governs all things, for it does not fail, nor does it forget. What is yours will come, not by struggle, not by force, but by your willingness to receive. The moment you release resistance, the moment you settle into the quiet confidence that the source never withholds, the flow resumes. And as surely as the branch remains in the vine and bears fruit in its season, so too will all that is meant for you unfold in perfect time. Remain, trust, abide, and know that as you do, everything you have ever sought will come, not as something gained, but as something revealed, something that was always there, waiting for you to remember. The power of awareness is the key to unlocking the divine manifestation within you. It is not something distant, separate, or reserved for the chosen few. It is within, waiting only for your recognition. When you become aware of the infinite presence of God within you, you awaken to the truth that all things are possible, and creation itself bends to your conscious direction. You have been given dominion over your world, not through effort or struggle, but through the simple act of knowing. To be aware of God's power in you is to stand in the certainty that you are the vessel through which the unseen becomes seen. The world you experience is nothing more than the outpicturing of your inner convictions. What you assume to be true with feeling and persistence will crystallize into reality. Man has long searched for power outside himself, pleading with external forces to grant him the desires of his heart. Yet all along the great secret has been concealed in plain sight. The kingdom of God is within. The power you seek is not something to be gained, for you already possess it. It is only through your awareness of this power that you can bring it forth. What you accept as true in the silence of your mind becomes your lived experience. If you see yourself as limited, as struggling, as lacking, then that is the world you will create. But the moment you turn inward and recognize that you and the Father are one, that His power is the very essence of your being, then nothing can stand between you and your fulfilled desires. You must claim what is already yours. Do not wait for signs, create them. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Walk in the conviction that it is already done, and reality will rearrange itself to reflect your inner state. Your faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the formless and the formed. God awareness is not mere belief. It is the recognition of your divine inheritance. It is the knowing that what you desire is already yours, not by chance but by law. The moment you accept this truth, the moment you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you set into motion the unseen forces that bring it to pass. Your consciousness is the creator of all that you experience. There is no power outside of you that determines your fate. You are the operant power, the one who commands and directs the unseen into form. To be aware of God's power in you is to walk in the certainty that all things are possible. For with God there is no limitation. Your only task is to remain faithful to the vision you hold within. Do not look to the world for confirmation, for the world only echoes what you have already accepted as true. Persist in the assumption of your desired state, and know beyond all doubt that what you seek is already yours. Awaken to the divine within, and you will see that nothing is withheld from you. The power to manifest is not something to be found, it is something to be realized. The mind, in its infinite capacity, is the very seat of creation. Every thought, every assumption, every inner dialogue is a seed planted in the soil of consciousness, waiting to bloom into tangible form. The world around you is not separate from you, it is you, expressed outwardly. To know this is to hold the key to transformation. To be aware of the power of God within is to recognize that you are not at the mercy of circumstances, but rather the architect of them. The great illusion that has held humanity captive is the belief that life is happening to you, that you are subject to forces outside of yourself, that chance, luck, or fate dictate your reality. But the truth, eternal and unchanging, is that everything you experience originates from within. The unseen world of thought, imagination, and feeling is the only reality, for it is from this unseen realm that the visible world takes shape. To know this is to no longer live as a servant to conditions, but as a master over them. You no longer beg, plead, or wait in hope. You assume, declare, and command. The moment you shift your inner state, the outer world must follow, for it is bound by law to reflect your awareness. Your consciousness is the master key that unlocks every door. Look not to appearances, for they are but shadows of past imaginings. The moment you give power to the external, you bind yourself to its limitations. But when you turn inward and recognize the divine presence within, you are freed from every bondage. That which seems impossible in the world of form becomes inevitable when you accept it as true within. All that you desire already exists, awaiting your recognition. The very fact that you can conceive of something means it is yours by divine right. You need not struggle, force, or strive. The effortless assumption of its reality is all that is required. The moment you align with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the moment you walk in the knowing that it is already done, creation moves to make it so. Do not be deceived by the seeming delay of time. What is real exists now, and what you persistently assume must become your lived experience. The mind, when disciplined in the awareness of God's power, is the most potent force in existence. It calls into being that which was not seen, and commands the elements of reality to take form according to its direction. Every great change, every miraculous transformation has begun first as an unseen conviction. The man who rises from poverty to wealth, from sickness to health, from despair to joy, has done so not by chance, but by an inner shift. He has seen himself as he wishes to be and has refused to accept any other reality. He has persisted in the assumption of his ideal, despite what the senses report, and the world has reshaped itself to match his inner vision. The key is unwavering faith in the unseen. When you know that God's power is within you, when you cease to doubt and instead live in the certainty that your assumption is reality, nothing can prevent its manifestation. The only obstacle is your own disbelief. The moment you waver, the moment you entertain thoughts of lack, separation, or failure, you undo the work of creation. You must guard your mind with diligence. Every thought, every emotion is a creative act, and the world you experience is the sum of what you have entertained within. Do not allow yourself to dwell on limitation, for what you persistently focus upon must become your reality. Instead, dwell only on that which you desire to see made manifest. Occupy the state of your ideal, live in the consciousness of already having, and the world will respond in kind. The divine law is unfailing. What you assume to be true with deep conviction must externalize in your world. There is no force in existence that can prevent the fulfillment of an inner state once it is held with unwavering certainty. Your only responsibility is to remain faithful to the assumption, to live in the joy of already possessing what you seek, and to allow creation to unfold in perfect order. Your imagination is the divine instrument through which all things are made. It is the bridge between the formless and the formed, the unseen and the seen. To imagine yourself as you wish to be and to persist in that assumption is the act of creation itself. The world bends to the will of the one who knows his own power, for he walks not in uncertainty, but in the awareness that all things are already his. If you wish to see a new reality, you must first accept it as real within. Do not look to the world for confirmation. Look only to your inner state. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude of already having, and let that feeling dominate your consciousness. This is the divine secret. What you feel with conviction, what you accept as true with persistence, must become the fabric of your reality. The law is absolute, and it does not fail. The only requirement is your awareness, your willingness to claim what is already yours. The moment you take possession within, the outer world moves in perfect alignment to reflect that assumption. The power of God in you is limitless, waiting only for your recognition. Doubt not, question not, for every act of doubt is an act of uncreation. Stand firm in your knowing, unwavering in your assumption, and the world must conform. Every great achievement, every fulfilled dream, every transformation of circumstance has been brought forth in this way, through the quiet certainty of one who knows that what he imagines with faith must come to pass. It matters not where you stand today, it matters not what conditions surround you, what past failures haunt you, or what limitations seem insurmountable. The moment you shift within, the outer must follow. The world cannot resist the command of the one who moves in the awareness of divine power. See yourself now as you wish to be. Feel it, accept it, live in the joy of its reality, and know beyond all doubt that it is done. The power that created all things, that moves mountains and calls forth miracles, is within you. The world is but the reflection of your awareness. Choose now to live in the certainty of your divine inheritance, and nothing shall be impossible for you. The power of God awareness is the great mystery, the divine secret hidden in plain sight, waiting for your recognition. It is not something to be attained, for it has never been absent. It is not something outside of you, for it is the very essence of your being. The moment you awaken to this truth, you become the master of your world. The unseen power that shapes all things dwells within, and your awareness of it is the key to unlocking every desire of your heart. To know this is to no longer live by effort or struggle, but by divine certainty. The world around you is but a mirror, reflecting your inner state. What you accept as true within must appear without. This is not philosophy, nor is it mere belief. It is law. The universe itself moves in accordance with the assumptions you hold. The conditions of your life, the circumstances you face, the people you encounter, all conform to the dominant ideas you entertain in your consciousness. Look around you and you will see nothing but the outpicturing of your inner convictions. If you live in the awareness of lack, your world will be filled with struggle. If you dwell in fear, you will encounter obstacles at every turn. But if you accept the truth of your divine power, If you assume the feeling of already being the person you wish to be, the entire world must shift to reflect this new awareness. Nothing exists outside of consciousness. There is no power in the external world apart from the power you assign it. The things you fear, the obstacles you perceive, the limitations you believe in are but reflections of your inner state. Change the state and the reflection must change. This is the great revelation, that your inner world is the only reality and the outer world is its faithful servant. To be aware of God's power in you is to walk in absolute confidence. You need not look to others for validation, nor seek permission to be great. The divine power within you is limitless, waiting only for your command. The world will call it a miracle, but you will know it as the natural result of law. What you assume with conviction, what you accept as real in the unseen, do not concern yourself with the how, for that is not your work. The means by which your desires unfold are beyond your limited understanding, but the law is sure. The moment you claim a thing in consciousness, the unseen forces of creation begin to move, arranging circumstances, shifting reality, aligning events in perfect order to bring it forth. The delay, if there is one, is only in your own wavering, in your own doubt, in your own failure to persist in the assumption of already having. You must live in the end, dwell in the state of already being what you desire to be. Feel the joy now, not in some distant future, but in this very moment. The world may contradict it, appearances may suggest otherwise, but reality is not determined by what your senses report. It is determined by what you hold as true within. Persist in the feeling of already having, and the world will bow to your assumption. This is the great work. To discipline the mind, to guard against every thought that contradicts your desire, to reject every suggestion of limitation. You must become the master of your own consciousness, the ruler of your own kingdom. For as you think in your heart, so shall you be. The power of God awareness is the recognition that you are not subject to fate, nor bound by the past, nor at the mercy of conditions. You are the creator, the one who commands reality by the authority of your own inner knowing. See yourself now as you wish to be. Feel it deeply, believe it fully, and let it become the only reality you accept. Do not entertain thoughts of doubt or failure, for they are but illusions. The truth is that you are already one with your ideal. The moment you claim it, the moment you accept it as done, the process of manifestation begins. It does not matter how long the world takes to reflect it. Your work is only to remain faithful to the vision. Every great achievement, every transformation, every so-called miracle has been wrought by this very principle. Those who have risen from obscurity to greatness, from sickness to health, from poverty to abundance, have done so not by chance, but by an unshakable faith in the unseen. They have refused to accept appearances as final, and instead they have lived in the awareness of their already attained desires. The world will tell you to be realistic, to accept things as they are. But the awakened one knows that things are as they are only because they have been accepted as such. Reality is fluid, ever-changing, shaped and molded by the contents of consciousness. If you would change your world, change yourself. Assume the feeling of already possessing that which you seek, and it must be yours. Be unwavering in your knowing. Let no external circumstance shake your confidence. Even if the world seems to show the opposite of your desire, stand firm in the assumption that it is already done. The world is but a shadow of past thoughts. And as you persist in your new assumption, the shadow must change. To live in the awareness of God's power within you is to live free. Free from fear, free from limitation, free from doubt. You are not a victim of life, you are its master. Every moment is an opportunity to affirm the truth of your divine nature. Every thought is a choice to either accept limitation or embrace the infinite. Dare to believe in the unseen. Dare to claim your divine inheritance. Walk as one who already has, not as one who hopes to receive. Let the feeling of fulfillment saturate your being, and the world must conform. This is the law, and it does not fail. The power that created the universe, that set the stars in motion, that formed the very fabric of reality, is the same power that dwells within you. To recognize this is to unlock the limitless potential of creation. Let go of all doubts, all hesitations, all thoughts of separation. You and the divine are one, and there is no power outside of you that can dictate your reality. The moment you accept this truth, the moment you align with the feeling of already being what you desire, nothing in existence can prevent its manifestation. Look within, for there is the source of all power. Recognize it, claim it, and live in the certainty of your divine authority. The world is yours to shape. For the power of God, awareness is the key to unlocking all things. Persist, believe, and know beyond all doubt that it is already done. There is no force outside of you that determines your destiny. The only power that exists is the power within you. The power of your awareness, the power of your assumption, the power of your belief in the unseen. Everything you experience is a reflection of the inner world you have accepted as true. To change anything in your life, you must first change the way you perceive yourself. The moment you identify with a new state of being, the world must conform. It has no choice, for it is an obedient servant to the contents of your consciousness. You are not bound by past conditions, nor are you limited by the circumstances that currently surround you. The only limitation is your own unwillingness to believe in the unseen reality that already exists within you. The moment you step into the awareness of your desires already fulfilled, the external world will rearrange itself in ways beyond your comprehension to make it so. Do not be deceived by appearances. The things you see around you are nothing more than the echoes of past assumptions. If you react to them as if they are final, you condemn yourself to repeating them. But if you recognize them for what they are, shadows of an old state, you will free yourself to step into a new reality. Hold steadfastly to the feeling of already being the person you wish to be, and in time your world must reflect this new awareness. The secret is to live from the state of already having, already being, already possessing. Most people live in a state of waiting. They wait for evidence, they wait for proof, they wait for circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel fulfilled. But this is an inversion of the truth. Reality does not shape itself first and then grant you permission to believe. It is your belief, your inner conviction, that gives birth to reality. You must be bold in your assumption. You must dare to claim your desire as already yours. Do not look to the world for validation, for it cannot give you what you have not first accepted within yourself. Look only within. Cultivate the deep, unwavering awareness that what you seek is already done. Walk in this knowing. Speak as one who already has. Think as one who already is, and move through life in the certainty that what you have assumed must come to pass. The world may try to tell you otherwise. It may present obstacles, delays, seeming failures. But these are only tests of your conviction. Will you waver? Will you doubt? Or will you persist in your assumption, knowing that all things must yield to the one who remains faithful to his inner vision? The choice is always yours. The power is always in your hands. You have been given dominion over your world not through force or struggle, but through the effortless assumption of that which you desire to be. The law is simple. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and it must become your experience. There is no exception, no circumstance that can override this truth. The only thing that can delay your manifestation is your own hesitation, your own doubt, your own unwillingness to accept your divine power. You must discipline your mind to dwell only on that which you desire to see manifested. Reject all thoughts of limitation, all feelings of lack, all beliefs in impossibility. These are illusions, distortions of the truth. The only reality is that which you accept within. The world outside is a mere shadow, following in the footsteps of your inner convictions. To live in the awareness of God's power within you is to live free. Free from fear, free from uncertainty, free from the false belief that you are separate from the source of all creation. The truth is that you and the divine are one. There is no barrier between you and your highest ideal. The only requirement is that you accept this truth and act in accordance with it. Act not by effort but by assumption. Live as if you already are the person you wish to be. Feel the reality of your desire with such intensity that the world has no choice but to reflect it. This is not wishful thinking, nor is it mere imagination. It is the creative process itself, the divine act of calling into being that which is already yours. Every great change, every miracle, every transformation that has ever occurred has been the result of an inner shift. Those who have risen from obscurity to greatness, from illness to health, from lack to abundance, have done so not by chance, but by the conscious assumption of a new identity. They have refused to accept the limitations of the past and have instead walked boldly in the knowing that they are already what they desire to be. You must do the same. You must look beyond appearances, beyond conditions, beyond all seeming obstacles, and declare within yourself, I am. I am already what I desire to be. I am already in possession of all that I seek. And because I am, the world must confirm it. The moment you shift your awareness, the moment you accept a new state as real, the world will begin to shift accordingly. You may not see the evidence immediately, but do not be deceived. The wheels of creation are already in motion. And if you persist in your assumption, the external world will be compelled to align with your new inner state. This is the divine gift you have been given, the power to create, to shape reality, to bring forth whatever you hold as true within. There is no force that can oppose it, no limitation that can withstand it. The only question is whether you will claim this power or continue to live in the illusion of limitation. Awaken now to the truth of your being. Awaken to the limitless power that resides within you. Do not wait for circumstances to change. Change yourself, and circumstances must follow. Do not seek permission from the world. Grant yourself permission to be, to have, to express the fullness of your divine nature. The world is but clay in the hands of the potter, and you are the one who molds it. With every thought, every assumption, every feeling, you are shaping reality. Do not waste this power by entertaining thoughts of lack or fear. Instead, use it wisely, consciously, deliberately. Assume only the best, believe only in the highest, and the world will reflect it back to you in ways more wondrous than you can imagine. You are not here to suffer. You are not here to struggle. You are here to awaken, to remember, to step into the full awareness of who you truly are. The power of God is within you, waiting only for your recognition. Accept it now, live from it now, walk in the certainty of your divine inheritance, and nothing shall be impossible for you. There is no greater truth than this. The power of God is within you, and you are the creator of your own experience. Everything you seek, everything you desire, already exists in the unseen. It is only awaiting your recognition, your acceptance, your unwavering conviction that it is already done. The moment you step into the awareness of this truth, you become the master of your reality. You have been conditioned to believe that power lies outside of you, that circumstances dictate your fate, that life happens to you rather than through you. But this is the great deception, the illusion that has bound humanity for centuries. The truth is that you are always creating, whether you are aware of it or not. Every thought you persist in, every belief you entertain, every feeling you dwell upon is shaping the reality you experience. The world is not separate from you. It is a reflection of you. Look no further than your own consciousness, for there is the source of all that you see. If you wish to change your life, you must first change the assumptions you hold about yourself. No external force has the power to limit you unless you give it permission through your belief. No condition, no past failure, no obstacle has any authority over you unless you accept it as true. The moment you withdraw your attention from that which you do not wish to experience and place it solely upon that which you desire, the change is set in motion. What you imagine with feeling, what you claim with conviction, what you accept as already real within, must externalize in your world. This is the law. There is no exception. It does not matter how impossible it may seem to the reasoning mind, nor how contrary it may appear to the senses. The law is unfailing. What you assume to be true with deep conviction will harden into fact. You are never waiting on the world to change. The world is waiting on you. It is waiting for you to shift your awareness, to step into a new state, to abandon the old identity that no longer serves you. The moment you fully accept the new state as your reality, the world must bow to your assumption. This is not theory, nor is it mere positive thinking. It is the fundamental truth of creation. See yourself now as the person you wish to be. Feel the reality of your fulfilled desire with every fiber of your being. Walk in the assumption that is already done, that is already yours, that you have already become all that you seek. This is the key. This is the great secret. The world does not respond to wishful thinking, nor to idle daydreaming, but to the deep, unshakable knowing that what you assume within must be expressed without. You need not concern yourself with how it will happen. The means by which your desires unfold are not your responsibility. The how is taken care of by divine law. Your only task is to remain faithful to your assumption, to persist in the inner knowing that it is already yours. Let go of doubt, let go of worry, let go of the need to control the details. Simply rest in the awareness that all things are already yours. The great ones throughout history have understood this truth. They have not been victims of circumstance, nor have they accepted the world's limitations as final. Instead, they have lived in the certainty of their inner vision, knowing that what they assumed with conviction must become their reality. They have walked in the feeling of their desires already fulfilled, and the world has shaped itself in response to their unwavering faith. You are no different. The same power that has moved mountains, that has raised the lowly to greatness, that has transformed lives in an instant, is within you now. It is not reserved for the few. It is not something to be attained. It is yours by divine right. The only question is whether you will claim it, whether you will stand in the full awareness of your own creative power, whether you will dare to assume that you are already the person you wish to be. Nothing is withheld from you. The only barriers are the ones you have accepted as real. The moment you reject them, the moment you refuse to accept anything less than the fulfillment of your highest vision, the world must comply. The only limitations are the ones you impose upon yourself. The only obstacles are the ones you believe in. The moment you step into the consciousness of already having, already being, already possessing, every chain is broken. Be steadfast in your knowing. Let nothing shake your conviction. Even when the world presents evidence to the contrary, remain firm in your assumption. The world is but a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts, past beliefs, past states of consciousness. As you persist in your new assumption, the shadow must change. It has no power of its own. It is an obedient servant to your awareness. Live now as the person you wish to be. Think from the state of your fulfilled desire, not of it. Embody it fully, claim it as yours, and let the feeling of its reality saturate your being. There is no power in existence that can oppose the one who walks in the awareness of divine authority. There is no force that can withhold from the one who knows his own creative power. You are not separate from God. You are not distant from the divine. The very power that created the universe, that set the stars in motion, that called forth all things into existence, dwells within you. To recognize this is to unlock the limitless potential of creation. To accept this is to step into the fullness of your divine inheritance. Do not wait for conditions to change. Change yourself, and the conditions must follow. Do not wait for the world to confirm your assumption. Assume it now, and the world will shape itself accordingly. The moment you step into the awareness of already having, already being, already possessing, the work is done. You are the creator of your reality. You are the one who commands the unseen into form. You are the one who shapes the world by the power of your awareness. There is nothing you cannot be, nothing you cannot do, nothing you cannot have, if you will only assume it as already yours. Let this truth become the foundation of your being. Let it guide every thought, every feeling, every action. Walk in the certainty of your fulfilled desire, and nothing in existence can stand in your way. The world is yours, waiting only for your recognition, waiting only for your assumption, waiting only for you to claim what has always been yours. Live now in the full awareness of your divine power. Walk in the certainty that all things are already done. Move through life in the joy and gratitude of already possessing all that you seek. And as you do, the world will mirror this truth back to you in ways beyond your wildest imagination. You are not here to struggle. You are not here to wait. You are here to awaken, to remember, to step into the full realization of your creative power. The power of God is within you. Accept it, claim it, live from it, and know beyond all doubt that nothing shall be impossible for you. The world you see is not fixed, nor is it independent of you. It is an ever-changing reflection of your awareness, a canvas upon which your inner convictions are painted. Every experience, every event, every circumstance is the direct result of what you have accepted as true within yourself. To understand this is to hold the key to all creation. You are not a passive observer of life. You are its architect. You are shaping reality in every moment, whether consciously or unconsciously, and the world has no choice but to conform to the assumptions you persistently hold. There is no greater power than awareness. The moment you become aware of your own creative ability, you step into the realm of miracles. There is no need to strive, no need to struggle, no need to fight against circumstances. The only requirement is your conviction. The only demand is your willingness to assume that you already are what you desire to be. Everything else follows naturally, effortlessly, inevitably. Do not wait for signs, for they will not come until you first believe. The world is but a shadow of your inner state, and a shadow cannot move until you move. The cause is always within, and the effect is always without. Change your consciousness, and the world must change in response. Hold firmly to your assumption, and reality will bend to your will. It has no choice, for it is bound by law to mirror your awareness. The error most make is to allow their senses to dictate their beliefs. They look upon their circumstances and accept them as truth. They react to the world as though it has power over them, not realizing that they are the ones who gave it power in the first place. But the awakened soul understands that appearances are nothing more than echoes of old thoughts, old assumptions, old states of consciousness. They are not final, nor are they fixed. They are malleable, subject to the hand that wields them, and that hand is yours. You must discipline yourself to think only from the state of already having, already being, already possessing all that you seek. Do not look at the world and say it is not yet here. Instead, look within and say it is already done. That simple shift in awareness is the difference between limitation and limitless creation. The world is not something to be changed directly, it is something to be reflected differently. And the reflection changes only when you change the original image. Live now in the end result. Walk now in the certainty of your fulfilled desire. Let your mind dwell only on that which you wish to experience, and refuse to entertain even the slightest thought of limitation. Every thought you persist in becomes form. Every assumption you hold shapes the unfolding of events. You are never at the mercy of life, for life itself is flowing from you. You are never powerless, for the power of God is within you, waiting only for your recognition. Do not concern yourself with the mechanics of manifestation. The how is not your domain. The way in which your desire will unfold is beyond your comprehension, for it is orchestrated by forces greater than you can perceive. Your only responsibility is to hold firm to the feeling of already having. Do this, and the unseen forces of creation will move mountains to bring it to pass. There is no desire too great, no vision too grand, no goal too distant. If you can imagine it with conviction, if you can assume it as already real, then it must become your experience. This is the law, and it is infallible. The only reason desires seem unfulfilled is because they are doubted, questioned, or observed through the lens of time. But the moment you accept that what you desire is already yours, the process of manifestation is complete. Time is merely the unfolding of what has already been established within. Live as though you are already in possession of your greatest dreams. Feel the joy, the peace, the gratitude of already having. Let that feeling saturate your being until it becomes more real to you than the evidence of your senses. And when the world begins to shift, when people, circumstances, and events align to bring forth your vision, do not be surprised. Know that it was always so. Know that you were never separate from it, but only needed to awaken to its presence. Every great transformation, every miraculous event has been brought forth in this manner. Those who have changed their lives, who have defied the odds, who have risen from nothing to everything, have done so not by struggle, but by the inner conviction that their dream was already real. They have lived in the end, felt the reality of their desires before they appeared, and the world has conformed in response. You must do the same. You must cast aside doubt, reject appearances, and hold steadfastly to the assumption that what you desire is already yours. Let nothing shake your belief. Let no circumstance, no delay, no external condition cause you to waver. The moment you accept your vision as real, it is done. The outer world may take time to catch up, but that is irrelevant, for time is only the process by which the unseen becomes seen. You are not here to struggle, you are not here to wait. You are here to create, to express, to experience the fullness of your divine nature. The power that governs the universe is the same power that governs you, for you and it are one. There is no separation, no barrier, no force that can stand between you and your ideal except your own disbelief. Let go of all uncertainty. Stand firm in your knowing. Assume the feeling of already being, already having, already living the life you desire. And as you do, the world must conform. It has no choice, for it is but the servant of your awareness. You are the creator, the master, the one who shapes reality by the power of your assumption. Everything you seek is already within you, waiting only for your recognition. Do not wait for the world to show you proof. Be the proof. Walk in the awareness that all things are already done, and the world will have no choice but to reflect your assumption. The power of God is within you. Accept it, claim it, live from it, and know beyond all doubt that nothing is impossible for you. There is no force in existence that can deny you the fulfillment of your desires once you assume them as already real. The only thing that can stand in your way is your own doubt, your own wavering, your own attachment to appearances. But appearances are deceptive. They are not reality. They are merely the outpicturing of past assumptions, and they have no life of their own. The moment you cease to react to them as though they are permanent, the moment you stop giving them power, they begin to dissolve, making way for the new reality you have claimed within. You are always creating, whether you realize it or not. Every moment of every day, you are shaping your world through the thoughts you entertain, the emotions you cultivate, the beliefs you hold. The question is not whether you are creating, but whether you are creating consciously. Most allow their world to be shaped by unconscious patterns, by old conditioning, by habitual reactions to external conditions. But the awakened soul understands that nothing external has power unless it is first accepted within. If you wish to change anything in your life, change the way you see yourself. The world is simply responding to the concept of yourself that you hold in mind. The people you meet, the opportunities that come or do not come, the circumstances that unfold, all of it is a reflection of the state of consciousness in which you dwell. Change that state, and the world must rearrange itself accordingly. There is no need to fight against what is, no need to struggle against conditions. Simply assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and let that assumption guide your every thought, word, and action. You do not need to seek outside yourself for anything, for all that you desire is already within you. The world will tell you that you must work hard, that you must prove yourself, that you must go through struggle and sacrifice to attain what you seek. But these are illusions. The truth is far simpler, far more powerful. Assume the state of already having, and all things will be added unto you. It does not matter what obstacles seem to stand in your way. It does not matter how impossible your desire may seem. The only thing that matters is your awareness of already having it. Reality is fluid, and it responds to the convictions you hold. When you assume something with feeling, with certainty, with complete acceptance, the world has no choice but to bring it into being. This is the law, and it is as certain as the rising of the sun. You have been given dominion over your world not through effort but through consciousness. The secret is not in doing but in being. Be the person you wish to be now, and the world will shape itself accordingly. Do not wait for conditions to change before you assume the state of your desire. Change your assumption first, and the conditions must follow. This is the great truth that few understand, that the outer world is always an effect, never a cause. The cause is always within, always in the assumptions you hold, the thoughts you persist in, the feelings you entertain. You cannot wait for the world to give you permission to believe. You must believe first, and the world will then reflect that belief. You have been given the greatest gift, the ability to create your own reality, the ability to bring forth anything you desire through the power of assumption. Use it wisely. Guard your thoughts, for they are the seeds of creation. Refuse to dwell on limitation, on doubt, on fear, for these are the enemies of manifestation. Instead, live in the joy of already having. Feel the relief, the gratitude, the satisfaction of your wish fulfilled, and let that feeling guide you. The world may try to distract you, to tempt you into believing that things are as they appear. But you must stand firm in your knowing. Appearances are fleeting. They are but shadows of past states. Your reality is shaped by the consciousness you hold now. If you persist in the assumption of your desired state, nothing in the world can prevent its realization. The law is absolute. It does not fail. It does not discriminate. It does not require effort, only belief. The moment you accept something as true in your imagination, it is set into motion. Time may pass before it becomes visible, but the outcome is certain. Your only task is to remain faithful to your assumption, to hold to it despite any seeming contradictions, to trust in the unseen reality that you have claimed as yours. All things are possible to the one who believes. There is no power outside of you that can dictate your fate. There is no force that can oppose your assumption, no obstacle that can withstand the one who knows his own creative power. The world is your mirror, reflecting back to you the contents of your consciousness. If you do not like what you see, change the vision you hold within. The moment you do, the world must shift accordingly. You are not small, you are not limited, you are not separate from the source of all creation. You are divine, endowed with the power to shape your own reality. The only requirement is that you accept this truth and live by it. Walk in the knowing that you are already all that you wish to be. Speak as one who already has. Think as one who already possesses. Feel as one who already lives in the joy of fulfillment. And as you do, the world will align to reflect your new state of being. There is no waiting, for all that you seek is already here. There is no striving, for the work is already done. There is only the quiet, confident assumption that what you desire is already yours. Hold to this, persist in this, and nothing in existence can stand in your way. The power of God is within you. Accept it, claim it, and live in the certainty that all things are possible. The power of God awareness is the greatest gift, the key to unlocking the fullness of your divine inheritance. There is nothing you cannot be, nothing you cannot do, nothing you cannot have when you recognize that the creative force of the universe dwells within you. You are not separate from it. You are one with it. The world you see is but a reflection of the assumptions you hold. And the moment you step into the awareness of already having, already being, already possessing, the outer world must conform. There is no need to wait, no need to struggle, no need to seek validation from the outside. The only work required is within. The work of assuming, believing, and persisting in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. The law is unfailing, and the power within you is limitless. Walk in the certainty of this truth. Live as though your highest desires are already realized, and they will materialize before you in ways beyond your imagination. The time for hesitation is over, the time for doubt has passed. You are the creator of your reality, and the world is your mirror. Claim now all that is already yours. Assume the best, expect the best, and allow the divine power within you to manifest the highest and greatest version of your life. Know it, believe it, and live it, and nothing shall be impossible for you.